All right, good morning, everybody. It's Friday, December 26th, Boxing Day, day after Christmas, back to a normal work day. We're getting ready to go here shortly. Figured I'd start it out in the backyard again. Sometimes it's easier to do this. Today is going to be a very interesting day because we have weather coming in later. It could be anywhere from noon to 4 p.m. till it starts. Not a snow event. It's going to mostly be a sleet and freezing rain event, some snow mixed in. It's just going to be a mess, but the temperatures aren't going to be more than about 25, 26 degrees, so not borderline temperatures. It's going to be cold with that crap. Going to be tough for the salt to work and everything else. There are level 3, tier 3 restrictions in place starting this afternoon. No loaded or empty tractor trailers out on the interstates without chains. Doesn't apply to the side roads, but I mean, really it should apply to everything because the side roads go up and down more hills and they're more treacherous than the interstates are. So we want to try and get off the roads before the first flakes and or sleet pellets fly. So we will see what happens today. I don't even know what I'm doing yet. Didn't see my envelope like I normally do because there wasn't any on the 23rd when I went home, so we'll find out when I get there, but we'll talk to you later on as we always do. All right, folks, we are rolling, and as you can see, we are in a different truck today. I got crossed up a little this morning. There's nothing wrong with our truck, but I've got to use this truck because I'm going out to tank wash and swapping this expired tanker for a fresh, clean one. And then we got to do one Lansdale, and that's it. I don't know if that's scheduled out because they don't need much water today or if it has to do with the pending snowstorm. So hopefully we can get this done. Pardon me. And get back before anything happens as far as crap falling out of the sky. I had to adjust the mirrors and they may still not be right. This guy isn't a whole lot bigger than me, but I don't know who used it last. It's a nice truck. He keeps it clean, very clean. But all bets are off if we get back after the snow flies, but that's understandable. However, I'm just hoping that we can do what we need to do. I could have started earlier. I wish I would have known that I was going to swap trucks. I could have got a little bit earlier start this morning, especially going to tank wash, because we wouldn't interfere with anybody loading. That's the big problem, and why there's an issue with leaving before your scheduled start time is then sometimes you get at the well when somebody else should be there, or you get ahead of them and when you shouldn't be there, and then it starts tying things up. But in this case, the tank wash comes first, so I could have left any time. Hell, I could have left it 7 o'clock instead of 9 o'clock, but I didn't know what I was doing because I didn't have a envelope on Tuesday when I left work. So, but anyway, we are headed out. As you can see, gray skies. Have to watch the radar today when we get to our stops and see where the precipitation is. We'll talk more about that later. Like I said, it may start as snow, but it's supposed to quickly go over to sleet and freezing rain, and that stuff is harder to deal with than straight up snow. The salt doesn't work as well on it. It's trickier to drive in, and the temperatures are going to be cold. It was only 19 on the Jeep coming in. It's only going to go up about 5-6 degrees today, so we're only going to be in the mid-20s. And the colder it gets, the less effective the salt is. So you're going to hope that the storm is delayed a little bit and doesn't start until later. They're saying about 1 o'clock start time. So hopefully it starts like 2-3 o'clock and we can be back and parked by then. But anyway, we'll talk to you en route. 895 coming from the shop over here to New Ringgold was not pre-treated, but this is 443 895, and at least this immediate section is pre-treated. You can see the white stripes all over the road, which is a good thing. It keeps the ice from bonding to the pavement and gives PennDot a head start on trying to keep them wet as opposed to icy and treacherous. I don't know. We're gonna have to see what happens. 443 cuts off to our right, and 895 stays to the left, which is what we'll take to go over to Hamburg and eventually 78. We'll have to see what's pre-treated and what isn't today. Hopefully they got out and did some good pre-treating. One thing I'll mention quick is that I hate using somebody else's truck on inclement weather days, you know. I'd rather use my own assigned truck, even though it's shared with another driver at night shift. It's still a truck that I'm assigned to. So if something were to go sideways, at least it's my truck, our truck, and not somebody else's truck. So hopefully, like I said, we get done before the snow flies. And yeah, it looks like they pre-treated this all the way over to 61. See the white stripes on it. So, all right, we'll talk to you later. All right, 61 Hamburg. But instead of going down to Reading, we are gonna jump on 78 west here. You know the route we take to go out there. 78, 81 to 83 to 283. So, this looks like it was pre-treated, but not as heavily as 895 was. Doesn't look like they did the ramps at all. The pre-treating is a salt calcium brine that sits in a tank inside a dump truck, and then they spray the road with that. And the idea is that when the snow and or freezing rain, sleet, whatever comes, won't freeze and bond to the roadway, and they can then, when they salt and plow, it comes right up. I don't know. Some people like it and agree with it, and some people hate it because it does cause problems with the undercarriages on the vehicles, corrosion and stuff, because of course it's a chemical and it's a corrosive type of a chemical. So some people don't like it, but I mean, it's helpful to create safe driving, so, or safer driving. But it doesn't look like they did anything out here on 78, at least not here by 61. Don't know if they plan on it, if we'll see them out here en route, or what the story is, but nothing was brined or sprayed on here. But keeping on. I don't know what traffic gonna be like day after Christmas. And by the way, I hope everybody had a good Christmas holiday with their families and stuff. Ate lots of food, got lots of presents. But anyway, this might be a travel day, so that look like traffic's heavy in my mirror, that's for sure. There's a lot of traffic coming out of Allentown heading this way, so I don't know. See what kind of a traffic day we have. Hopefully there's no jam-ups and kerfluffles out there on 81 like there can be. So hopefully it's a smooth riding day until we get done. But see, that sign says no empty trailers or loaded doubles, I believe. That's what they were saying up on 81, or down here on 83 now. Getting ready to transition to 283. And it's kind of misleading depending on the size of the sign, how much wording they put into it. Some of them read that it's just no empty trailers. Some of them say no empty trailers or loaded doubles. All of them say about having chains, but otherwise it's kind of hard to decipher exactly what tier we're running in here. And it doesn't happen until 2 o'clock anyway, so we're in good shape. We got 4 hours. We may come up out of Lansdale a little after 2 o'clock, but as long as the snow ain't flying, we should probably be okay. Just kind of interesting I know it was a level 3 and it was no tractor trailers at all loaded or empty unless you had chains. The traffic coming across 78 was pretty heavy. It moved, but it was pretty heavy, and even on 81, but not down here, it just doesn't seem quite as bad for some reason. There might be a lot more east-west traffic going on right now. Some people might be heading home after the Christmas holiday, and I don't know why that would affect one direction of traffic more than the other, but it just doesn't seem that heavy on this southbound part. Who knows? Might change once we get on the other side of this interchange down here, this flyover / cloverleaf, whatever you want to call it, where 83 cuts off to the right toward Harrisburg, 283 goes down to the airport and the turnpike. It doesn't look that heavy here either, but yeah, it was a good flow of traffic up there at 78 and 81. Alright, well, we're almost here. Up around this bend here is where we're going to hook the right, as you've seen before. See if we got spots to park it right by the building, and see if our empty, clean one is on this side of the street or on the other side of the street. I think I'll park it first, and then I gotta run inside and, like I said, answer nature's call before I even think about dropping and hooking this thing. So hopefully there's spots on this side. Yeah, I don't know that there is. I don't know that there is. If there isn't, we'll have to drop it on the other side. And then we will stop here. Well, no, wait a minute. No, wait a minute. What do we got over here? Well, looks like we got one here we can slide it into. We'll just have to do it like a freight hauler. Alley dock it. And then we'll look for our sanitized one after we use the restroom. Holy moly. Let's put her to bed over here, and then we'll take a walk. Looks like I'm gonna have to pull ahead a little bit. Well, the mirror vibrates on this one. On mine, when I'm idling backing up, the mirror is nice and still. This one, the mirror vibrates and makes that rear marker light look like it's doing a circle dance. Which makes it a little more deceptive in where you're trying to put the trailer. Because everything is dancing, the line on the street and the tandems and everything. That's difficult. Wow. Well, I guess that's good there. Push her back like we always do. All right, well, we got one set back already. We got out here and dropped the trailer that we were bringing to be washed, picked up the clean one that's supposed to go back, and then I'm supposed to load it and go to Lansdale and drop and hook down there and come back up empty. But I got to wheel this one back to the shop because it's got a flat tire on it. Luckily, it's on the lift axle. Some of these 6s have a lift axle. Luckily, it's on the lift axle, and since I'm running it back empty, that puppy's going to be up off the ground. So we're going to take it back to the shop, and then we're going to jump in our truck and run that load down. But now it's going to push me back an hour, which is going to make things a little dicey for getting back before this crap weather starts. I was hoping to have a nice quick run back, load it up, get it down there, get it back before the weather hit. But now it's a roll of the dice to see if we can do it or not. It figures, you know, when I was hooking up to it, I looked at the tire and the dirt pattern on it made me think it was flat, and sure enough, it's flat. But like I said, this trailer has a lift axle system on it, so when it's empty, that front axle is up in the air, and there's our tire in question. So we can run it back. It's not on the ground, but then we gotta swap trucks when we get back there. So yeah, I don't have time to sit around and wait for a tire repair guy. It could take 2 hours, 3 hours to get to my location. And the fact that it's on that lift axle means I can run it because it ain't on the ground. I mean, I don't know if it's a DOT violation regardless of if it's on the ground or not, but I run her back to the shop empty because it's off the ground and get it back there and swap trucks out. And the only problem is you're gonna set me back about 45 minutes, and time is of the essence here with this weather coming in, and it still looks like, according to the website, that at 2 p.m. all tractor trailers are supposed to be off the road because of the restrictions, and now I might actually not get back until after 2 p.m. And I'll be damned if I'm gonna stay in a motel room down in Lansdale because of the stupid restrictions. If it ain't snowing and icy and dicey and everything else, then I'm coming back. It's ridiculous. I'm a little bit frustrated. Thank God it was on the lift axle and I can wheel it back to the shop, but it just didn't need a setback today. And I don't know how fast this stuff's moving in. I see some dark clouds out there in the western horizon. I don't know if that means it's going to be coming in quicker. I'm going to have to look at radar, I guess, when I get back to the shop and just hope it's not coming in earlier. Well, I'm glad I rolled westbound, southbound out there to the tank wash when I did, because that southbound side over there, we're still on 81 here, rolling north towards 78. That southbound side is a lot more jammed up than it was when I came down here. And so they're moving kind of slow over there, so at least we got through and we were able to move pretty good yet. Like I said, traffic real heavy today because it's a travel day, and I'll bet you that a lot of people are on the move now to try and beat the storm, which is becoming a bit of an issue for me. When I looked at the time after I talked to you in that last segment, it was already 11 o'clock. It is now 11:15. So until I get back to the yard, it's probably going to be noon. Until I swap trucks and get out of there, it's at least 15 minutes. That traffic almost stopped over there now. 15 minutes until I get out to the well. It's going to be 12:30. 20 minutes to load if nobody's in front of me puts me at almost 1 o'clock. And it takes an hour and 25 minutes to get down to Lansdale. That's going to be 1:30-ish, going maybe towards 2 o'clock, and the restriction comes on at 2 o'clock. So I would be down there dropping and hooking right when the restriction takes place, and I'd have to drive up after the restriction comes. And as far as I know, I don't know what these signs are saying, but when I looked at PA 511, it still showed it as a Tier 3 restriction, which means no loaded or empty commercial vehicles on the road after 2 p.m. That's state law that they do when it snows around here, depending on the type of storm and how they feel road conditions are going to be. And I guess with the sleet, freezing rain, snow mixture, they feel it's going to be a fairly hazardous type storm. Even though we may not get a lot of accumulation, what we do get is going to be of the hazardous variety, so they put these restrictions up. So I don't know. I talked to the boss, and he said to keep wheeling back to the shop. I guess kind of a wait and see what time we get back there and stuff. Now, I don't have to drop and hook, but I still have to take my stuff out of this truck, put it back in that truck, get it warmed up, pre-trip it, and go, and then hope nobody's at that well when I get there to load up. So, I don't know. We'll have to see what happens. thought I had it pretty dialed in that I would get back, if everything went the way it was supposed to go, that I would get back in time within a few minutes either way of 2 o'clock, and it wouldn't have been an issue. But now we're going to be out most likely well past that 2 o'clock curfew, so to speak. So I don't know. We'll have to see what transpires, but it's turning into a bit of a hectic and frazzling day again. Alright, so it is 12:05, and we are just coming up on the road where if everything was going the way it was supposed to be going, we would hook the right and go back and load. And as long as nobody was there and we could get out of there in a decent amount of time, we would probably be able to get down there and deliver this. We might get back after 2 o'clock, but not by much. As long as everything went the way it was supposed to go, we'd probably get back between 2 and 2:30, which is not really pushing the envelope too much. Yeah, 2 o'clock is when the restriction comes aboard, but we'd have been close enough. But with it being 12:05 now, it's going to be 12:15 till we get back to the shop, and another 15 minutes to park this thing, move everything that we put in here back into our truck, quick pre-trip it, get it back over here. It'll be 1:45 till we load. And if somebody's in there loading when we get there, and we might not load till after 1, we might not get out of there till 1:30. Hour and 15 minutes, hour and 20 minutes to get down there. 1:30, that's 2:30 till we get there to deliver. Half hour to drop and hook down there, that's 3 o'clock till we depart. We won't get back here till 4:30. That's 2.5 hours past the restriction, and by then it's probably going to be snowing, which could open up a big old can of worms. And personally, I don't want to get points on my license for failing to obey a state directive. So we'll have to see what happens when I get back to the shop, but we're kind of dancing on the edge here a little bit, and I don't know what's going to happen. So I'm just filling you in on kind of how the scenario might play out. Even if I could get back there and load immediately and get out of there, I probably would not get back until 3:30, because it takes like 2.5 hours to turn the trip if everything is good, but I won't get back there to load till 12:30. So 12:30, 2:30, maybe between 3 and 3:30 I might get back. But, and that's the big thing, is but. So I don't know, we'll get back to the shop and we'll see what we are instructed to do. I don't know, they're gonna be dicey. Don't know if I can refuse it outright without getting in trouble or not. We'll see. Stop recording. Alright, so we're in the Jeep with the pending restrictions. It was agreed upon that I was not going to take it down because I would have been coming back up. I might have been going down past the restriction time, and I would have definitely been coming up past the restriction time. So yeah, I took a little time to check all the fluids and everything, add oil and coolant, and get everything up to proper levels so the truck is ready to go for my night shift partner who will come out Sunday night, and she won't have to worry about adding anything. Nothing was really low. Oil was down about a half a gallon. Coolant was down just a little bit, you know, from just normal use. So topped everything off. I'll wash her fluid for her too. So everything good to go. And we're heading home. So we'll be home safe before this icy, nasty event comes.